Hello and welcome to Stories, the True and the Fictional, the variety show that revolves around one central theme, stories and the people that tell them. If you haven't done so already, hit subscribe and ring that notification bell. And hey, if you're feeling up for it, leave a comment down below, let us know you subscribed and we will give you a shout out. We here at Stories, the True and the Fictional love giving shout outs to authors, both seasoned and new. Today we're giving a special shout out to author T.N. Baldwin from New South Wales, Australia. He has 5 books out in his Macgyver series, set in a dystopian future where terrifying creatures of the imagination have driven humanity underground. You can buy his books on Amazon or by visiting tnbaldwin.com. Hello and welcome
to Stories,
the True
and the Fictional,
and the Fictional,
and the Fictional.
We're rusty. It's been a while again. We missed another week, but
did we?
Oh yeah, we did.
I thought we did our music one last Friday night.
No, it's the week before.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Oh, maybe we did. I don't know. I can't
remember.
It
was last week because the week before you were away.
All right, yeah, no, that makes sense.
Do your own research on your own podcast, mate.
No, I just like to wing it and see what happens, you know. So we're sticking with the 90s theme. We're going to talk about our favorite 90s TV shows that stood out, not the cartoons, because we were going to.
I think if we did cartoons, all of our 90s TV shows would be cartoons.
Yeah.
So it's probably best to do that as a separate one.
When I was creating my list of shows, it was just like, you know, like X-Men and Spider-Man and Gargoyles. I'm going like, and then what about this one? And what about this one? What about Bikemaster Mars? What about, you know?
What about Samurai Pizza Cats?
Yeah, and it kept growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. So I was like, that needs to be its own episode. So that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do on its own. So we're sticking with the 90s. If you guys like the 90s, let us know you want us to keep doing the 90s because it's very nostalgia for us.
Oh yeah, definitely, because this is where we grew up.
Yeah, this is.
You know, this was when we were like, I was 8 in 1990. So from 8 to 18, is my childhood. So yeah. So yes, but we will get to that. But first, I believe I'm telling you a joke.
Tell us a joke, Ryan.
I will. Okay, Jamie. Look, I'm not Al Gore, but I've got concrete proof that global warming exists. Do you want to know what it is?
Yes, please.
Michael Bublé is touring in summer. That's for all you Americans. So, but yes. So that is my that
joke.
My exposure to global warming. I'm not a very political person, but in keeping with the current topics, Jamie, do you know where Wanda Maximoff goes to get her eyeglasses?
Oh! I haven't heard this, but I feel like I should know.
Wherever vision works.
Very good.
Have you ever heard of you're familiar with the pop star from the 80s, Rick Astley?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you heard about the Astley paradox?
No.
Okay. If you ask Rick Astley for his copy of the movie Up, he cannot give it to you as he will never give you up. However, in doing so, he lets you down. Hence we have the Astley paradox.
That's cool because the first time I heard a joke similar to that was what was it? It was like Rick Astley will lend you any Disney Pixar movie from his collection, but he's never going to give you up.
And that's why I thought I'd bring that one in, because I saw it the other day and I thought I like that one a lot better.
Yeah.
So,
you remember that prank like they did on the YouTube thing?
Rickroll.
A while back? Yeah.
It's called a Rickroll. So then,
Yeah.
Doctor Strange, 4 trailer, and then you'd see Doctor Strange, and then Rick Astley be like, "I'm gonna kill you,"
Yeah.
doing his
That
thing.
was fantastic. That was fantastic.
Yeah.
Um,
Tell us the story, Jamie.
I'm gonna tell you a story. It's interesting. I don't know if it's hilarious, but it's the
Doesn't
extremes
have
of
to be funny. I take care of the humor around here.
it's the extremes of COVID,
Mhm.
essentially.
Mhm.
So, a lone chair placed at a lone table in the middle of a Swedish field.
Mhm.
Yeah. So basically, you pay to dine alone in a field, and
So obviously this was pre-COVID.
no, this is during COVID.
Oh, okay. All
It
right.
was a Swedish field, COVID era dining. It was
Okay.
called Board for N, Swedish for table for one, and it was legitimately in the middle of a field, and there was a rope, and they would lower the basket down, like, and then you would get your
Oh
basket.
wow. So you don't have. So if you don't feel like peopling,
Yeah,
you could. That'd be awesome because like this whole freaking week, I haven't wanted to deal with anyone.
yeah.
So
So
that would have been awesome.
look, I think it's appealing even when there is no COVID.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
I mean,
just
I even when I order Uber Eats, I even say don't knock, just leave it on the front porch and back away from the house.
but this is even better. It's like the basket's getting lowered to you, and you go,
Yeah.
oh, you don't even just say thank you or please. I mean, you could
You know
wave.
what? I'm too nice. I'd probably write a note saying thank you and
Yeah,
just send it back up.
yeah,
But that's
but
just
no,
me.
it's just random, and I think they should keep it going because
I think so too.
from the photo, I'll bring up the photo, but it is legit like tablecloth, one chair, flowers on a table, out in a field, and you're just like safety
I think a
first.
lot of people would like that now. I'm the only one who's actually a fan of COVID and working from home and all that kind of stuff. I love it because I don't like people. And I've been in the office the past 2 days. It's been awesome because no one else is there.
Yeah.
Because everyone else works from home on Thursdays and Fridays. So it was good.
It's like the opposite of I think there's somewhere in Japan.
Yeah.
Whenever someone would turn up to a restaurant alone, they would put a big plush of the Big Hero 6.
Oh yeah, Baymax.
Baymax.
Yeah.
So you would sit with this giant big Baymax opposite you, so you're not lonely.
Nice.
But
No.
yeah. That's my story.
Yeah, well, that's your story, and you're sticking with it.
I am.
So, in relation to the 90s TV shows, I just had a look at your list, even though I've had the paperwork. I just decided I better have a quick look. There's only one of them that we both have on our list at the same time, and it is the first one. So I'll let you start.
Really?
Yeah, definitely.
Wow.
I remember watching it on Channel 7. Channel 7 on a Friday or Saturday night.
Sticking straight, we're going to dive straight into our 90s movies, 90s shows, 90s TV shows.
I mean, not when I say that, I've looked at your list and I'm like, yes, for every single one, but that would just be a boring episode.
Yeah.
So I have several different.
Yeah. Well, we're going to kick it off with The Pretender.
Yes, The Pretender.
How good was The Pretender?
So I used to watch it. I think this was a family one. It was either on a Friday night or a Saturday night on Channel 7 out here in Australia.
Yeah.
And I think it was a family one. It was one that, my mum and dad liked, and I just happened to watch an episode. I'm like,
same with us, yeah.
Ooh,
I
just, yeah.
But for those that don't know, The Pretender's basically, he's a super smart kid that gets I believe he gets kidnapped when he's a kid by a government agency or a rogue government agency, and they basically using the intelligence.
Center.
Hey?
It was called the Center.
Yeah, the Center. Yeah, but
yeah.
And they're like a government agency.
Yeah.
Well, that's the vibe I got. And they would use the intelligence of kids. They do experiments on, like, not like poke and prod experiments, but like mental experiments.
Yes.
And then so basically, Jared is this guy that escapes from the center, and he runs around, and he basically can learn how to be a doctor in a day. And then he'll go and be a doctor for a day and do stuff and help people out, and then he'll go and learn to be a a fighter pilot, or he'll go to learn to be and he'll be a firefighter, and he just moves around helping people that he thinks needs help. And I remember vividly the episode where he'd never had ice cream before in his life.
Yeah.
And he's a grown man having ice cream for the first time, and it was so good.
Yeah, no, it was very good. It was one of those ones, and back in when this show came out, we hadn't really seen anything like it.
Mm-hmm.
You have all your cop shows and stuff like that, like My Petty Blue and all that kind of stuff. But you never really had, like, I think this is the first show that kind of explored abilities. Like the not necessarily superpowers, but just someone who's got this ability and is just really, really, really good at it.
Yeah.
And it's the government's like, yeah, we want you straight in. You know what I mean? So I think the guy's name is Jared.
Yeah, Jared.
Jared, yeah, the main guy.
And his the guy that looked after him, so to speak, was called Sydney.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's been in a lot of stuff. But funny enough, there's a lot of good cameos in this. Well, not cameo, like just actors that come on for an episode. Bryan Cranston was in an episode.
Oh wow.
As a radio conspiracy theorist kind of guy. The dude from Burn Notice.
Never watched it.
You've never watched Burn Notice?
No.
It's what Macgyver should be. It's logical Macgyver.
I didn't like Macgyver, so.
Well, you leave right now because it's the guy from Burn Notice. The main actor from Burn Notice played Jared's brother.
Okay, yeah, because I was just looking at the pictures. I brought it up on the website again, and the dude I know what the guy from Burn Notice looks like, and he looks insanely like Jared.
Yeah.
In this show.
Yeah.
But I think this, from what I'm reading here, I didn't even remember this. Did you remember that it had spin-off movies?
Yeah, I remember because I remember from like my entire family, me, my sister, my mum and dad, were all sitting on the couch watching the very last episode of Pretender.
Yeah.
It's they're on a train and the train blows up or something. There's a big explosion and then not renewed.
Okay.
And everyone's going, what? That's the end. Nothing ever came. But then they made the movies, which I don't think we ever saw.
Well, they made one was called The Pretender 2001.
Yeah.
And then the other one was called The Pretender, The Island of the Haunted.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think I ever watched them either. I remember watching the whole, I think it was 4 seasons, 3 or 4 seasons or something. I do remember watching that, but that was a great show. Very good.
And they're talking about doing, bringing it back. I heard. A couple of years
because
ago.
Hollywood doesn't come out with any new ideas anymore, Jamie.
Yeah, but this is one I'm okay with them revisiting. Like they could do a real good modern version of it. But like I heard that they're doing a couple of books and then they're going to do see whether they bring it back in movie format or a series. But that's what I heard. But
okay. Fair enough.
What's your first one or second one?
I was gonna say mine's a Pretender. No, this was a show. Now this started in 88, but finished in 92. But this holds a special place in my heart. This show, because that was the terminology. As long as it had one season in the 90s.
See, I chose not to do seasons that unless they started in the 90s, but I'll allow yours.
Okay. Well, I don't know.
Otherwise, Macgyver would be on my list. But,
well, you can give it an honorable mention if you like.
Okay, yes.
But I don't know if you ever watched this show, but it was a show called My Secret Identity. It had Jerry O'Connell from Sliders.
That's another one I forgot.
Yeah, so this came out in 88 and finished in 92. Had 4 seasons. So basically, the premise of this show was it was literally a kid who had superpowers. But what I remember the most from it is him flying around with a couple of aerosol cans. So he had aerosol cans, and he would push the button on the aerosol cans and point them to the ground, and it would make him fly.
Wow! Yeah.
This was Jerry O'Connell's first thing he did before Stand By Me. It was great. I used to watch it every. This was an after-school show, so like it used to be on like 4:30 or something.
Yeah.
And funnily enough, it's rated 7.1 on IMDb. So it's it must be. It mustn't have lost. I don't know if I could still watch it now, but yeah, it's another one of those ones it's a Canadian show,
Yeah.
Filmed in Canada.
That must be where they ripped it off when Bart Simpson did a thing where he, if you remember the episode of The Simpsons where he goes to the rival town.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Shelbyville.
And he's like, he spray paints Shelbyville sucks on the thing, and then tries to fly with the spray cans.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's just the one thing that's like, it was a great show.
Yeah.
And I mean, for 90s villains and stuff like that, but the official synopsis, I found it, is teenager Andrew Clemens, Jerry O'Connell, gains superpowers after accidentally getting in the way of Dr. Benjamin Jeffercoat's scientific experiment, as they do. Andrew uses his superpowers to help people, but must hide them from his family and friends. So yeah, I do. That was a great show.
Yeah, I don't think I ever watched it.
It was really good, really good. Not other than Jerry O'Connell, not a lot has happened with the rest of the cast.
Yeah,
they haven't really been in much at all. But yeah, fantastic show. My Secret Identity, 88 to 92.
No. Well, I'll get the painful one out of the way because I know you don't like this one. Although you've never really watched it.
No, I know it's no, Jamie. It's not that I don't like it. It's just a big commitment. I've watched the movie several times.
Stargate,
but I don't like Richard Dean Anderson. Hence me not liking Macgyver.
How can you not like Richard Dean Anderson?
I just don't like him. He's just something about him. He just looks like a kiddie fiddler.
Wow.
You heard it here first, folks. Richard Dean Anderson, a pedophile. I don't know. I never got into the Richard Dean Anderson stuff, which is why I never liked Macgyver and why I never watched the TV show version of
Stargate. But Stargate is the reason I got into Stargate is because of Macgyver.
Okay. Yeah, look, we don't have to look. We're to be boring if we like.
I'm sorry, guys. This podcast's over.
56 episodes and a few others,
Yes. No, look, I loved it because it was different sci-fi. Like you're used to the spaceships flying around, you're used to all this stuff, but it felt grounded. Like they just go through a portal and they're on another planet, and it's all
a planet that looked conveniently like Canada.
Yeah, that happened more often later in the series. Yeah. They're like, let's just go film out back.
Yeah, you know what? We want better catering this episode. Let's just film in the backyard.
Yeah, well, you think about it, like 20, 22, 24 episodes a season. Mm-hmm. You filming around the clock. Could you imagine having to pack up and then go to a location?
No, and all these actors nowadays, 10 episodes. It's such a hectic schedule.
It's not like first 5 seasons of Supernatural where they literally would fly into Vancouver, then they would go to a location, and then like different location for every episode.
Yeah.
So you had that feel like they were driving around. But that's a 2005 show.
Let's not talk about Supernatural. I mean, the greatest show in existence, all 5 seasons.
Yes, all 5 seasons. No, but
I came across a Facebook memory that said, I'm starting to watch all of Supernatural, the entire seasons, the entire show, all 5 seasons of it.
That's it. And don't watch the last 4 seconds. But yeah, no, like I just think like Stargate had one of the most underrated actors out there, Michael Shanks.
Yes, he was the guy in the glasses.
Daniel Jackson.
Yeah, Daniel. Yeah,
you could not tell like when you thought he was James Spader, because James Spader played the character in the movie.
Yeah,
I was mind blown when I found out that was a different actor.
Really, you didn't know? James Spader is one of the most amazing TV actors ever.
Yeah,
and movie actors. Like seriously, that guy can do no wrong.
Yeah, same with Michael Shanks, who played Daniel Jackson. Like it's just like you could tell throughout the series they knew he was the strongest actor.
Yeah.
So they would do like episodes where he's there's a body swap episode, which every sci-fi series does a body swap episode.
Of course, you have to. Or sci-fi or supernatural series. Like a horror, like a, they always do.
Did you know that what were the shows? Stargate, Twilight Zone, and Smallville, because they're all Canadian, they used to regularly play each other in hockey. Like they'd have a hockey tournament.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yeah. That happened at one point. Yeah, but Michael Shanks, they had an episode where what was it? It was like they found this spaceship and it was like fully abandoned, and they had all these people in stasis, but their bodies were separate from their minds, kind of the conscience thing. So basically, Daniel Jackson gets 100 personalities in his head.
Oh, wow.
And he's flawless, under the gun, performance of a lifetime. And you go, you're the strongest actor in this show. Why do you keep But look, I loved it. Me and Chris once watched 8 seasons in 2 months.
Well, I will. Like it's. I mean, maybe it's a retirement thing for me.
Yeah.
But I mean, it does have one of the actors that voices my favorite video game of all time. So, Christopher Judge voices
Kratos. Yeah. But no, look, just watch one episode a week when you can. Just it's
the thing. I'm not like that. My memory's rubbish. I need to watch at least.
Well,
what I do is I watch 3 a day. If I'm into a season, I watch 3 a day.
Yeah, but it's old school 90's TV. So every episode starts with previously.
Oh, okay, yeah, because that was when I just recently started watching the X-Files again, and they don't do that at all. So I have to watch like 3 in a row, and they're like 26 episodes per season. So, wow.
Cool. Anyway, what's your next one, mate? What's your next one?
I don't know if I'd speak for you, but this show made me want to learn guitar just for the opening credits.
Friends?
You want to take a stab at what it is?
Friends? I don't know. I'm just thinking of songs with guitar riffs.
I'll give you my off the cuff. I'll give you a little bit of it.
Oh no, what is it?
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
See, here's the thing about Buffy. I didn't get into Buffy until after the 90s.
Well, it just made the cut, 97.
Yeah.
I like Steph just watched it again recently, and I watched a little bit. It still holds up.
Yeah.
Great show. Sarah Michelle Gellar is a fantastic actress.
Yeah.
Great cast. Like you've got
Anthony Head.
Sorry?
Anthony Head.
Anthony Stewart Head. I prefer to say Anthony Stewart Head because I don't like saying if someone's got the surname like Head. I like to say it. But yeah, he's fantastic. David Boreanaz, James Masters as Spike. So many things. Alison Hannigan from How I Met Your Mother, Lily. Man, what can I say? Seth Green. We're going to say Seth Rogen, but Seth Green. He was in it.
I almost went McFarlane, so.
Oh yeah. But yeah, man, it's that. Growing up, I watched the movie. Now the movie is kind of a prequel. It's none of the same actors. Luke Perry was in the movie.
Yeah.
But I watched this as it came out. I think it was one of the first shows I watched on Foxtel.
Yeah.
Still solid. Wraps it up nicely at the end.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Just a few things, like one before I forget. You know who else was in it?
Who's that?
Sandy Rivers.
Oh yeah. He was Wes. He was the second.
Yep.
Watcher when Giles got booted.
Yeah.
Sandy Rivers. Why is he like? And I'm watching Modern Family, and Nathan Fillion is a weatherman, and he's rain or shine. I mean, like, why do they come up with these things?
What was I going to say?
Rivers,
Do you think, because there's a controversial, like when they brought her sister into it,
I didn't like. That's the one character in the whole show I hated.
Because I felt that I can't remember. I just remember like there's the season before she came in is where it should have ended. That's where I felt.
Yeah, look, I'm going to be controversial. The Dawn has a face that you just want to punch.
Yeah, see, not many people like Dawn.
No, and look, there was the whole that show had some of the most powerful episodes. Like I remember Buffy had a few episodes. The first time I actually cried watching a TV show. Look, I'm not going to go down the supernatural route and say, it's two separate shows. They did a decent job at continuing it on because let's face it, it was that popular. Everyone knows it. They probably just were making lots and lots of money. There was no streaming back then. They were making lots and lots of money. And look, I think all in all, I can watch all 7 seasons.
Yeah.
In one hit. Where Supernatural, like we've discussed, we watch season 1 to 5, take a 2-year break, and then watch 6 to the end. You know what I mean? But no, look, I mean, this was the first kind of supernatural show around. When I say supernatural, like dealing with werewolves, vampires, the demons, underworld, all that kind of stuff. But man, it's a show that I can constantly go back to. Now that it's on Disney Plus, I could go and watch it all again. And we've got so many good actors from it. James Masters is seriously underrated.
Yeah.
He also played Brainiac in Smallville and was probably the best version of Brainiac I've ever seen. And he pops up in everything. Fantastic show. Yeah, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. As I said, that intro made me want to play guitar.
Yeah.
Just for that intro. I had that as a ringtone for a very long time.
Cool.
So that's my technically number 3.
Well, I'm going to talk about one that only just made the cut.
Okay.
Only just. Do you remember the original Flash?
Yes, I've got it on DVD. One season.
So do I.
Such a shame that they only did 1 season.
Because it was so well written.
Like John Wesley Shipp, wasn't it? Who's in the current Flash.
It was ridiculously well written. It's almost like Superman and Lois. You could tell it's low budget, but it's a movie.
It was very low budget.
And by the way, for those,
I remember the first.
For those at home, if you're not watching Superman and Lois, watch it because it is phenomenal. 100%. It is phenomenal. But it's just I love the because Mark Hamill was in an episode of
The
Flash.
He was a trickster, and then he resumed his character in the Grant Gustin Flash.
And look, I just remember like the old camera tricks of speeding up the camera. I got to clean up.
But what I liked about it is that I remember the first episode. It was a movie length episode. Yep. It wasn't the supervillain. It was just drug dealers.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Like you watch any Marvel or DC TV show. Oh, we can't just have a low ground level. I mean, let Daredevil and that aside, but the first episode was a movie length episode, and there was no supervillain.
Yeah.
It was just drug dealers and like a drug cartel kind of thing. And it was just like, it's getting into the hand of the kids. We've got to do something.
Yeah.
A fantastic show. Very colourful too. Mark Hamill as a trickster in that. I think he was like all the colours of the rainbow and 100% agree with you.
The 90s. Yeah, no, it was one of them. I can't remember heaps about it. I just remember absolutely loving it and going like, why isn't there more of this?
I finally found it. It was another one of those expensive hunts to find it on DVD. I think it cost me a fair bit, but
no, I think I just randomly found it in like one of those, you walk through the supermarket and there's this one of those stands with the people there selling things for $2 or whatever.
Oh, nice.
It was just like, school. That's where I got Reckless Kelly. I walked past and it was Reckless Kelly for $1.
Such a good movie. Comfort.
We'll be doing the movie soon. Don't worry.
Oh yeah. But yeah, no, I remember that. That was that 99 or 98 or
what? Reckless Kelly. The Flash. It was 1990.
It was 90. Oh wow!
1990.
You said make the cut. Oh yeah, okay.
The other end.
Oh man, that was Now doing this just makes me want to go back and watch, and I do have it. So
yeah, me too.
Okay, I've got 2. Have we got 2 more? Haven't we?
Yes, 2 more each, and then I got my honourable mentions.
Oh yeah, I might use an honourable mention. Okay, yeah, I've got my final 2. Now the last one, spoiler alert, is an Australian show, so yay. But do you remember this one, Jamie? This is another family one, Sunday night.
Hey, Dad?
No, this is not the Australian one. This is the non-Australian one.
Oh, okay.
Seaquest DFV.
Seaquest, yes.
Seaquest DFV with Darwin the dolphin. So basically, it was kind of sci-fi-ish. It was set in the year 2018. Humankind has destroyed the planet, so pretty much accurate. Save for the ocean floor. New colonies formed, and the United Earth Oceans Organization has been tasked with keeping the peace, led by Captain Nathan Bridger, who is Roy Schneider, who was the main protagonist from Jaws.
Yes.
And
I wonder why they got him.
Sorry?
I wonder why they got him.
Well, I mean, they're probably like, you, underwater. Yes, win. But yeah, it was really awesome, man. It was kind of like Stargate, but just underwater.
Yeah.
Not Stargate Atlantis, but like I used to watch this every Sunday night, and the dolphin would be the smartest person on the episode, little Darwin the dolphin.
Oh, they are.
But talking dolphin named Darwin. Here we go. Was maybe more important member of the crew than half of those cut at the beginning of season 3. Wow. Yeah, the Seaquest DSV. That's my second one on the list.
Yeah, no, I remember that very well.
Great show.
Now, my next one's a sitcom.
Yeah, that's fine.
Remember Dinosaurs?
Yes. The mama.
Oh, it was the best. And it was so it wouldn't be made today. Let's just say that.
Oh no, and didn't it have like a dark finale?
Yeah, like
them standing there watching the meteor.
Basically the meteorite comes and it's on Disney Plus now. So I've been meaning to rewatch it.
I don't know if I could rewatch it.
Look, I couldn't rewatch it in its entirety.
Yeah.
I think it's like flick an episode here, flick an episode there. But it was so cool. It was like modern, but not modern. Like they're wearing shirts and then like.
And they go to work, and I remember the dad had a job as a like a what do you call him, like a wood chopper, and he just used his tail.
Yeah.
He's like, and the tree will fall down.
but there was one of the most morbid things I ever remember is they did a love show. They're like, "Ooh, tell us why you should date you." And then like she's like, "No, I don't want to date him." And then like it ends with the guy hanging himself.
Oh,
like
okay.
Full on, like there's a dinosaur hanging from a tree, And you're just like, yes, like that's.
I'm gonna Google that while we're talking.
You're gonna Google the
dinosaur suicide.
Yeah. You're looking it up now. I swear that's what happened.
I'm just doing dinosaur. So it's dinosaur TV show suicide.
Love contestant.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
It's so wrong, eh?
It's like I'm just looking at it now. I found a tweet. Holy shit, the TV show Dinosaurs, a comedy geared towards children, does an episode about an elderly suicide. So there you go.
Yeah.
Earl eagerly awaits Ethel's 72nd birthday when she must die.
Yeah, but man, it was 1991. Like they did 65 episodes, so that was like probably 4 seasons. And look, I just remember it being so fun. Not the mama. Like we still get memes from it.
Everyone knows that.
Well, that's the guy that does Elmo.
Oh yeah, well that doesn't.
Kevin Clash, and he does. What do you call it? The babies from Ninja Turtles and Splinter. What?
Oh, you son of a bitch!
What?
The show that I wanted to talk about that you said was in the 80s actually started in 1990.
What was it?
The Round the Twist.
Really?
1990. That's fine. It's
no, but I looked it up. It said it started in 89.
1990, mate.
Are you sure?
100% sure, mate.
Does it say that's when it was released? Because I looked it up myself, and it was said. No, I'm settling this right now.
I'm here. Round the Twist, 1990, 4 seasons.
Maybe I thought of something else.
Yeah, that's okay. But anyway, that's an honorable mention. Round the Twist, great Australian TV show. Fantastic.
Do you ever
have felt like this? Have strange things happen? Are you going around the twist?
Is that the one where there was like a lighthouse? Because that's all I remember.
Yeah, it was lighthouse. Yeah.
And the other thing I remember is that whenever it rained at school, in primary school, the teacher would just wheel in the old VCR.
Yep.
And round the twist would come on. My apologies.
That's okay. It's an honourable mention. So
no. What's your next one?
My next one, the grand finale. Do you want to take a guess?
No.
It's my all-time favourite TV show of all time.
Sliders.
No.
I don't know.
It's an Australian TV show.
Round the Twist?
No, Jamie. Okay,
Blue
I'm going to put it this way. I own the complete collection.
Blue Heelers.
Yes! Ladies and gentlemen, Blue Heelers.
When did Blue Heelers start?
1994 to 2006.
Wow, that's a long record.
I own 14 seasons. I own the complete collection, which is something like 373 discs. I grew up on it. So many famous Australian actors. Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
He was in, I think, season 1 as a lawyer. And was a lawyer with one of those, big chunky phones and a suit that didn't fit quite well.
Mm-hmm.
Such a good show, man. I grew up on that show. It was another one every Wednesday night on Channel 7.
Was it the actor John Howard in it?
No. John Wood was Tom
Wood?
Croydon. Yeah. He was the sergeant. No, John Howard wasn't in it. He was in something else.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
So, but yeah, John Wood was Sergeant Tom Croydon. He ran the shop.
Yeah. He's the guy on the front cover.
Yeah, the fictional town of Mount Thomas.
Like population, like 5 people, and there's all this crime.
No, I think it was about everyone knew each other. There was 2 pubs and all that kind of thing. But I don't know what it did. It just I rewatch, like it's a rewatchable for me. It's got so many fond memories. It's a police drama set in a Victorian town in Australia, and it's just small town country policing. And it's a fantastic show. A lot of famous Australian actors came out of it, and yeah, like it's only just been released in the last 2 years on DVD. I've been chasing it for decades everywhere, and I finally have the complete collection. So Blue Heelers, 14 seasons, 94 to 2006.
Cool.
Where the police station blew up in the last episode.
Yeah.
While
we're talking about cops, I'm going to go to a big town cop and say my next one's Walker, Texas Ranger.
Yes.
And
Walker, Texas Ranger.
My band did a cover version of the song.
Yeah.
Just like Chuck Norris sung this theme song. I too sung the theme song in punk rock style. But this show must have had a budget.
Oh yeah.
Because the amount of car chases and car destruction, but I did notice that every time there was a drug bust, they used the same footage. Recycled the same footage. It was so funny.
Hey, that guy was arrested last week. It's like Batman. The prison can't hold it.
No, they're all wearing the doctor's surgery. The lab coats and the masks and all that. So it's like let's just recycle that footage.
Well, I mean, you gotta have a budget.
It was that classic 90s. Every episode ends with that everyone putting their guns down and doing kung fu. Made perfect sense.
100%.
I just had a lot of fond memories watching. Texas Ranger.
I think that was a Saturday afternoon one, wasn't it? I think it was on like Saturday afternoon or something.
I think maybe no. Oh, yeah. I can't remember when I watched it.
Okay.
I always get it mixed up with Macgyver because they're like I think I used to play them back to back.
Okay.
But yeah, Texas Ranger. Everyone knows Texas Ranger.
If you don't know Texas Ranger, you're living a lie.
And it prolonged the freeze frame endings.
Yeah, I love free. I was just about to say that. I'm pretty sure from memory, there was a lot of freeze frame endings.
Bring back the freeze frame ending. I say. Oh, look. I watched Army of the Dead today.
Oh, Evil Dead 3.
No, Army.
Army of Darkness, you mean?
No, Army of Dead.
What's Army of the Dead? Oh, the Zack Snyder
Snyder's
one. Is that any good?
Phenomenal.
Because I watched was that the first one or the second one?
The second one's the one about the safecracker.
Yeah.
Which is a prequel.
It's a prequel, yeah. But Army of the Dead, I watched that when it came out. Fantastic movie.
Oh, it was from that opening sequence. Was just like, I'm just like, this is how you do a montage. Like, so basically, like it just unfolds the zombie apocalypse happening
100%.
to a Vegas show tune. But the point is, it should have ended with a freeze frame. Like the guy that goes, spoiler alert, it's been out a while, so the guy's like, oh, I got bit. Like perfect freeze frame ending,
Yeah.
Flying into Mexico or wherever it is, and he's like checking his bite. He's like, oh. It would be
needed a breakfast club freeze frame ending.
No, look, I really liked it.
Well, what I'm going to do for my
honorable
mentions, I'm not going to talk about them because there's a fair few. I'm just going to list them.
Yep, cool.
And if there's one that you want to talk about, we can talk about it.
Right, cool.
So I'll just run through all of mine, and then we'll go through yours. So, honorable mention, Seinfeld.
Yeah,
I absolutely love Seinfeld. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the original one. Lois and Clark, which is Dean Cain. Lois and Clark. I got a bit of enjoyment out of watching that. Home Improvement.
Oh, yeah.
The show you couldn't do now because it's so politically incorrect.
Yeah.
It's not funny. Just Sliders. Can't not say Sliders because that was a fantastic show. That was 95 to 2000. Look, this one's going to be a bit controversial, but I don't care. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the original season, came out in 93.
Yep.
And finally, a little show called Farscape.
You didn't get into Farscape.
99 came out, so it was right on the border. No, I think because it. Look, I'm going to say something. Firefly is what Farscape wanted to be, but Firefly did it better.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm going to say that.
But I think I was too busy watching Stargate, to be honest.
It was around the same time. And the only other two I just want to briefly mention, Saved by the Bell. I grew up on that show, the original version, and Xena Warrior Princess.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah. I did have Hercules on my list, but I took it off because I was like, I don't want to just be like blah 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 blah, blah all these, because like we could talk.
Well, I actually like Xena more than Hercules, so that's why it's on my list. But yeah, they're my honorable mentions. I just wanted to touch on them because obviously, as we've said, this is an era of shows where we literally grew up on.
Yeah.
And I'd be remiss if I didn't say WWE, Raw and SmackDown.
Is that a TV series though?
Yes, it's actually Monday Night Raw is the longest running episodic TV show, and it has the Guinness World Record for so. And one other one, Law and Order, the original season.
Dun-dun.
Dun-dun. And that's it.
Dun-dun. You seen the they put up a poster of Resident Alien, and it's them reenacting the one from Aliens.
Yeah.
With the alien face and Ripley going, ah, but it's Harry going, and it's his alien
I'll have
face.
to have a look. I haven't seen that.
They only just popped it up today, I think, but very funny. So I got two honorable mentions. These are random ones that not many people would know about. I don't think they lasted that long. One was a show called Now and Again.
Mm-hmm. I remember Now and Again.
And it was about a guy who was hit by a train or something, and he got his brain put in a new body.
Yep.
And the guy that got hit by the train was John Goodman. And then he was like this, hey, look, I'm this young, fit, handsome guy. So it starred Dennis Haybert, which is the president from 24.
Yep. No, I don't call him the president from 24. I call him Serrano from Major League.
Oh, do you? Is that so?
Major League.
He was also in a cool, He was also in a cool show, a decent show called The Unit,
Yep.
which had
Oh,
Scott,
the unit's fantastic.
which had Scott Foley in it.
Yeah.
Which is funny because he was in Scrubs, and then I'm Sean, and then he's suddenly this marine, hardcore marine. I love Scott Foley.
I think what the funniest thing about Now and Again, because Eric Balfour was the reincarnated dude.
Yep.
It has the two of the most annoying female actresses, in my opinion. The daughter.
Yeah.
Man, I freaking hate her so much in everything she does. Yeah. I'm sorry, whoever you are, but she's got another one's got a face that you just want to punch.
Okay.
And the mum, I hate the mum, like his wife. She's just the most annoying woman in the entire world.
There you go.
But yeah, Eric Balfour, he was in another show I liked from the 2000s called Without a Trace. He was fantastic in that. But yeah, great show. Now I remember that. I watched it.
And my last one, and this one came to mind when I was watching some random Jackie Chan movie the other day. This one's called Martial Law. And
tell me about is it Marshall from How I Met Your Mother and his law?
No, it's Martial
as in he was a lawyer.
Martial arts, martial law.
Oh.
He wasn't guitar amp, I'm sorry. And it had everyone in it. It had Arsenio Hall from Coming to America.
Arsenio Hall, yeah.
Kelly Hu from she was Lady Deathstrike in X-Men 2.
Oh yeah.
She's done a lot of I think she's played Karai and some of the Ninja Turtle stuff as well. Tim Curry.
Oh yeah, I love
Neil McDonough.
Mm-hmm.
You know Neil McDonough?
Yeah. He's like the bad guy in pretty much it. He played
Damien Dark.
Darko in Arrow.
Damien Dark.
Mate. Damien Dark, yeah.
But he played a good guy in Captain America.
Did he?
Yeah. He was one of his crew in the very first Captain America.
Oh yeah, he was too. Dum Dum Dugan with the mustache. Yeah.
He was also in one of the greatest military, or let's say World War II series of all time, Band of Brothers.
Oh, okay. I love Band of Brothers. That's an exception. Okay, cool.
What? I just said he was in the greatest.
Yeah,
and you don't have to enjoy it, but it's still one of the greatest.
I just hate war movies.
Well, then you mustn't have liked.
Except Infinity
Captain America.
War.
No,
Infinity
Captain America won.
That war was. I remember sitting on my front porch when that war was going on in real life, and it was just sitting there drinking a cup of coffee, going, what's Lord Thanos got us in the movie today?
You must have hated Endgame then, man. Jeez.
No, the Endgame I like. Yeah. Look, I'm talking about historical wars.
Like, you saying that wasn't historical? They saved the universe.
Yeah, no, but in real life.
Yeah, no, but look, martial law is probably really bad now, to be honest. But it had like the main guy was an actor called Samo Kambohung. He was basically a stunt double and everything. It was kind of like how Jackie Chan started as a stunt double.
Yeah.
And all he did was stunt doubles, and he's like, "Hey, I'm going to be an actor now."
Yeah.
Well, that's what this guy was. Like, you look up his filmography, and it's basically like, "Oh, look, he's worked with Jackie Chan. He's worked with Jackie Chan." We want to do a TV show like Jackie Chan, but we can't afford Jackie Chan. So. Just like you remember like with all those old Jackie Chan films, he'd always have the same stunt team.
Yeah, of course.
So the thugs in all his movies were always the same actors.
Same, yeah, 100%.
Man, because I watched The Medallion the other night.
Oh God,
you remember that?
I remember The Medallion.
But that foot chase at the beginning, because it's a movie that starts out all right and then just goes weird, kind of like Jingle All the Way.
Yeah. Oh no! Don't you shut your whole mouth. That is a piece of cinematic history. That movie.
No, look, Jingle All the Way is solid and holds up.
He's a turbo man. Turbo man.
Jingle All the Way holds up until you get probably 20 minutes from the end, and then it's just like it goes weird.
But that's the good part when he actually becomes Turbo Man and Sinbad becomes the villain.
But it doesn't hold up at that point. It doesn't hold up at the point.
Look, we could talk about Jingle All the Way for another couple of hours. So.
We'll do it in December. But no, like with the Medallion, like the at the start there was this foot chase where this guy's like, and he's up, just running down the street. Jackie Chan's jumping over all the buses and doing all the insane stuff, and then the guy flips in, locks the gate, and goes ha ha ha, bleh, and then Jackie Chan just does his flip up the wall and oh crap, you know. Yeah, but then like some of the fights they do this effect where they slow it all down and it's like looks really bad. Yeah, but apart from that, I love the old school Jackie Chan with the foot chases and the.
If you want to check out some good Jackie Chan, you don't mind subtitle Police Story, man. That's the best Jackie Chan. Police Story 1, 2, 3, but it is in Japanese, so
Chinese,
whatever.
Mandarin.
Mandarin. The Mandarin.
Yeah. But
who's in that movie?
You know what movie what else was good? Was it called The Foreigner?
Yeah, The Foreigner. Yeah,
the one where he did with Pierce Brosnan.
Yes.
Pierce Brosnan. I got to say, he's a phenomenal actor.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Just don't watch Mr. Tuxedo.
Have
you heard of Jackie?
I watched Mr. Nice Guy.
I don't think I've seen that. I still like him my favorite is Rush Hour.
My favorite's actually Shanghai Noon.
Shanghai Noon, another great one, and Shanghai.
I think Shanghai Noon and the Rush Hour films. I think that's the cream of the crop.
I think they're both Brett Ratner films. That's probably why.
No, there you go.
Yeah, but yeah.
But
it's not the 2000s podcast. That's another podcast.
Hey, look, I like to think that there's an overlap.
Yeah.
So the 90s is really from 92 to 2002. You know, that's the kind of, you know, because people are still hanging on to things from the 90s.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Bit of overlap. But those are our shows, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Shows we grew up. If we've missed any, if you've got any favorite ones, drop them in the comments below. We'll read them out next episode. If you got any stories from the 90s, you sitting in front of the TV as a kid or an adult in the 90s, send us a story to thetrueandthefictional@gmail.com. But right now, Ryan, do you have any recommendations for us?
I do, and it's actually a different kind of recommendation.
Are you recommending we all take a walk around the block?
No.
Vitamin D levels up?
No, not at all. No. No, I recently read a comic arc in the spirit of Doctor Strange. I decided to go back and read a comic arc that I hadn't read that had come out about a year ago. It's called The Death of Doctor Strange.
Really? Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So look, it spans over a 5-issue limited series called The Death of Doctor Strange, and then it has a few different characters have their own, like the Avengers have got an issue and a few different other ones. So basically what happens, without spoiling it, Doctor Strange is murdered. I mean, that's not a spoiler because it's the name of the freaking book.
I just thought he'd lost his hearing, but you know.
Death, not death.
What's an audio podcast, mate?
So basically it starts off with him narrating the first issue and just saying about this ancient text that he reviewed about becoming immortal. And you know, he just doing daily things. He in this universe, Doctor Strange has actually become a part-time Sorcerer Supreme, and he's actually gone back to surgery. So because his hands are fixed, he's now doing surgery as well. So just a normal day, and then at the end of the day, someone knocks on his door at night. Wong's out playing bingo, as he said. And he opens the door, and you can tell it's a villain because it's got like those squiggly comic bubbles, and it ends with Doctor Strange on the floor dead with a knife through his chest, and then a portal opening up and Doctor Strange from the 70s coming through.
Oh, wow.
And he's like, what it turned out is Doctor Strange did a spell which took a week out of his life from in the 70s.
Yeah.
And he hid it away in the event of his death. That entity, that Doctor Strange would come back and would have a week to find out who killed him.
Wow.
And then what you don't find out is obviously when Doctor Strange died, he actually has a protective barrier around the planet, which stops different multiverse races and demons from invading. And obviously, in that short period of time when he's been stabbed, the barrier drops, and
in they come.
Yes. So yeah, it takes you through that, and obviously the Avengers are involved because the Avengers are trying to call Doctor Strange and going, "Hey, we need your help," and Wong has to deal with that, and Paramordo's in it, and I can't remember the villain, but the villain from the first movie, I can't remember his name, but he's in it as well. You know, with the dark eyes and the one that went into the dark space. And it's all about them investigating, finding out what happened to Doctor Strange. I'm not going to say anything else because I don't want to spoil anything, because it's an absolute fantastic read. It came out in 2021.
Yep.
And you can buy it on Amazon as 2 different books. So you can buy the 5 issues of Doctor Strange, The Death of Doctor Strange in one trade.
Yep.
Companion trade, which has the different issues that tie into it.
Oh, cool.
It's also available on Marvel Unlimited. If you're a subscriber, you can read it in its entirety on Marvel Unlimited. But yeah, it's The Death of Doctor Strange from 2021.
Cool. For all you comic book readers, check it out.
Yeah, I thought I'd do something different because, I haven't had much time to watch TV.
Yeah, well, and like I said, it doesn't have to be TV. It can be anything.
And it was actually really good. I'm not a massive fan of Doctor Strange comics because they tend to get a bit out there.
Yep.
But this one actually got me in, and I read the whole thing in a day.
I mean, if I'm being honest, you could do mattress reviews if you wanted to. It's Ryan's recommendation. Ryan's recommendation covers a broad range of things. But
read us an email, Jamie.
Oh, now my it's like some the spam people have been given a memo.
Listening to the podcast.
Do you remember that lady? It's not this one, but I've got a lot. You remember that daughter of that dude? She's like daughter of a former leader.
Yeah.
Oh, I forget her name. Adifa, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, she's banking up. She just keeps emailing me, keeps emailing me. So maybe I'll read one of hers out next time. But for now, I've got one from Mr. Pascal Yemberling.
Oh, good old Pascal.
I love that he thinks I'm already his friend, because he starts off with this.
Have you met Pascal before? How many dates have you been on?
Hey?
How many dates have you been on with Pascal for him to assume that he's your friend?
42.
42, there you go.
Just wanted to plug that movie one more time.
Great movie.
Fantastic. Hi, friend. I'm
Chadwick Boseman.
I'm sorry. I just got it.
No, I don't need to put. That's our symbol for.
Yeah, I know.
Pausing the recording.
Yes. Yeah.
Wakanda forever.
Whenever we used to do Ad Lib or Die, and we needed to pee or something, take a break because it was such long episodes.
Yeah.
To stop, we would do the Wakanda forever symbol. But no. Hi, friend. I am a banker in ADB Bank.
Oh, yeah, good old ADB.
I want to transfer an abandoned 18.5 million. Abandoned. Couldn't you just round up, make it a clean 19?
Yeah, why not?
Abandoned. And why don't you want the money?
He's not allowed to. It's a bankers union.
I'm a good man. I want to transfer an abandoned
18.5 million. So he wants to help you out.
Yeah. To your bank account. 40% will be your share.
Oh.
No risk involved, but keep it a secret. Contact me for more details. And also
don't call the police, Jamie. Don't call.
And also acknowledge receipt of this message in acceptance of my mutual business endeavor by furnishing me with the following. How do I furnish
a TV? A couple of chairs. You've got $18.5 million now.
My full name and address. If we're friends, how do you not already know my full name and address?
Exactly.
Direct telephone and fax. Who uses fax anymore?
Old people.
Your age, yours.
Pascal.
Wow, there you go. No, but it reminds me, because I've mentioned him before a bazillion times. James Veitch is this comedian who responds to email. Yeah. And one time, he went to the length of being he got the address or something. He looked up the address of this guy said that he was from, and he went there. It was just a parking lot. And he's like, I went to your headquarters because I live just right near you. So I went to your headquarters and it's a parking lot. What the hell? James Veitch is so good.
I'll have to check him out.
Yeah, he does lots of funny stuff like that. But yeah, that was my email, and I think that's that episode done. I think we had a good time. We did, yes. And
we
had laughter. We got a few more interviews coming up.
Yes.
I can announce this now. I'm very excited to announce that we are having
Benedict Cumberbatch is coming on the podcast.
Yeah, but he's actually not Benedict Cumberbatch. We found another guy. We found another guy called Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yep.
And we're getting him on.
He lives down the street from me.
Yeah, and he's going to come in the studio and do circles with his hands.
Mm-hmm. And his real name's actually Lebanese Cucumber.
Yes. Speaking of cucumbers, we are having Ethan Nicole on. Ethan Nicole is the creator of Axe Cop. Ethan Nicole worked on the what do you call it? The Christian vegetable TV series that everyone goes, what, WTF? He worked on VeggieTales for a bit. The series that no one liked because it's the reboot. So animated vegetables. It's really weird and trippy. He's got a comic called Bearmageddon. He's obsessed with bears. Bearmageddon's fantastic. It's like basically the zombie apocalypse, but instead of zombies, they're bears. And it is as loopy and funny and intense as you could imagine. But yeah, no, he agreed to come on, and we're super excited. I'm
very excited.
So that'll be like a couple of weeks until that drops. But yeah, got a whole lot of authors coming on as well, and looking forward to them. If you are an author and you want to come on, send us an email to thetrueandthefictional@gmail.com. If you just want us to share your work, I start whipping up some ads now to give you guys a quick little 20-second shout out. I do that too. So thanks, guys.
See you next time.
See you next time. Hello listeners and watchers, Jamie here. I just wanted to take a second to let you know that I too am an author, and I have 2 books of my own. 1, Letters from the Emu War. Based on a real-life event, it tells the story of the time when the Australian Army declared war on 20,000 flightless birds and lost. This book is written from the perspective of those who won. And 2, Bucks Night. First in a trilogy of novellas, it's about a medieval-themed Bucks party that is interrupted by the zombie apocalypse. You can find them both on Amazon by following the links in the show notes.